Hey friends, it's Simone. I'm here to share a flip through of the first half of 2024 in my Sterling Ink N1V Part 1 weekly. So basically, this is a similar layout. I don't have a good, well, this is a good view. This is a vertical weekly traveler's notebook insert in the standard size that is dated. It went from the January 1st, which was amazingly enough a Monday in 2024, all the way through to the end of June. 6, 7, 8, 9. Is this the 29th? No, the 30th of June was a Sunday. Wow, this was perfect. So it went all the way to the end of June. Then it had two empty grid spreads, and there were some goal setting pages in the beginning that I did not use. I think the only colorway it was this pleather cover in brown, and I'm done. I completed it this past week, and I thought I would show you a flip through of the whole thing. I used this as my creative journal. I did weekly spreads, and this is what the outside looks like. These 3 stickers here are all 3 from Brandy Kincaid. You can find her at The Shiny Bits or on Instagram as Brandy Kincaid. And then many of the things that you find here are from her. And then I also put in this Reno butterfly sticker. The inside is decorated with this card, also from, both of those are from Brandy. This is a cat washi PET tape. Today, you are exactly who you need to be. Will you change and grow? Absolutely. Will you still be you, gloriously human and full of so much love and wonder? Yes, thankfully, yes. So today, even if the beginning is daunting, let yourself believe you are living into your life and let your heart stretch into what's next. I thought that was a really great start of the book. I also stuck down this postcard that says, as scribes of our generation, we are called to remember what matters. And that's exactly what I want to do with my weekly spreads. I want to write about all the fun and not so fun things, the things that mattered that week in a creative way. And then I put this dragon sticker. It's the year of the dragon. So I put this dragon sticker right here. As I said, I didn't use the beginning pages. And then I used them to stick in part of the pages that I did for my One Good Thing Every Day. I started that in another Sterling Ink insert, the monthly, in December of 2023, and it didn't last much beyond the first 3 months of the 2024, and so I decided I would let go of the expectation of filling it in. I took out all the spreads that I had filled in and stuck them in the front of this book. So the first 5 pages are tip-ins. I stuck them in here with some tape. I glued this page down and I glued this page down, and the rest is just tipped in with tape, Scotch tape. What I tried to do was to write down one good thing that happened. So here I said, I'm so glad I pre-filmed today's video. I filmed a video and babysat Max, so good. Decorated my January spread in Small Joys Journal. This is what I called that. Oops, sorry. And then it fizzled out. And in April, I decided I wasn't going to continue with this journal. So I harvested what was there, stuck it in. This is the first official spread for 2024. My word that I just remembered again for 2024 is sustainability, which means the ability to maintain or support a process continuously over time. And what I want to do is spread this out over my whole life. I am known to neglect my house cleaning chores and hyper focus on my hobbies. And so I would like to find a balance and sustain both. House cleaning is struggling. Sustaining my hobbies has been going much better. So I noticed that this journal wasn't working. I didn't force myself through it. I'm really enjoying this creative process. I never feel like I have to do things or it's not working. There's too much stuff going on. So that has been going well. I am using, most of the time, I'm using this Kaweco. That's not a Kaweco. What a heck. What a heck. I'm supposed to be a fountain pen pro. This is a TWSBI Mini in black. And I have a specialty nib grind on here. This is a reverse architect nib ground by Kirkspear of Penrealm. I had this ground in October of 2022 and I have used this ever since. Let me show you how it writes. So the right side writes in a very, very fine line, and I really love that for my creative journal, for the journaling bits. And then on the reverse side, it has an architect nib that does narrow downstrokes and broad side strokes. And I love that for titles like this here as well. And I have this inked with a permanent black ink that I can even use so I can watercolor over it. I'm also using any other media that I would like. I'm using stamps, stickers, ephemera that I cut out from pieces. This is washi, no, this is a sticky note thingy. Stickers, more stickers here. And then I write down everything that I feel like is important for that week. I love using color. I love creating a cohesive spread. Sometimes it works better than other times. This was done with watercolor and a brush. This was done by outlining the letters and then filling them in with watercolors. I sometimes use other fountain pens, and the more I get into this, it changes over time. So this creative journal is never static. So what I did in the beginning of the year doesn't reflect how I creative journal in the end of the year. As you might notice, there is a layout, which is a vertical weekly that I basically do not follow starting the very first week. The reason for that is that I love having something on the page that is not a blank page, so that I don't have the constant fear on how to start. I often use these grids, these lines, these numbers, the calendar up here as a starting place on where and how to start my creative spread. And then it develops from there. I don't know why this is something that I do or that is important to me, but for some reason, having something pre-printed on the page works much better for me than not having it there. So here I used alpha stickers. I've been scrapbooking for a while before I started diving into fountain pens and journaling and all that. And so I'm often trying to use up things that work there too. This is paper. Here is a tea bag thing. This is from a coffee label. More stuff. Washi tape here. This is cut out from a card. These tiny planner stickers here, I used to do basically creative planning, maybe memory planning. This creative journaling evolved out of the creative memory planning-ish. And so I have tons of those tiny stickers that I'm not using to, maybe I should just give them away or sell a bundle of them. As you noticed, I haven't really used my watercolor palette much, and I tried to do it here. I'm not sure if this worked out well, but I'm glad I pulled it out here and tried to sketch something. Sometimes my pages are really full. Sometimes they are not. I'm trying to find the right balance. I'm definitely someone who really enjoys full pages, as you can see right here. But then I also really like pages that are less crammed. So I'm trying to find the right balance. Here I used one of those click art felt tip pens to use as titles. So I swapped it around. I used the brown color of those click arts and then my architect nib. These stickers here are all from Brandy Kincaid. And then this is the second card in that series here, February 14th. Maybe you love this holiday, maybe you don't, but whatever the case, it doesn't change this. You are so loved. You are loved as you are and as you will be, in ways you may not know or imagine. You are loved not in spite of all that makes you fragile and fallible and human, but because of it. You are so very loved. Here I seem to have picked a color that I paired with my black ink, and then I pulled out things that would pair well. Here is more ephemera. This is, I don't even know where this comes from. Maybe it's Karina Loves to Blend, but I'm not sure. I tried to use up some stickers from Brandy Kincaid. There's more purple. This circle sticker is from my friend Jane at JP Pen and Ink. If you haven't followed her YouTube, you should. I think she recently started an Etsy shop where she sells stuff, so you should check that out. This I really love. I used a pen that I inked, so I used that for my titles. And every snippet, I used one of this green paper, one of the Love Soup stickers that maybe expressed my emotions for this snippet here best. And then I just added some ephemera, and I really liked this. This was the title card for the 8 pen questions of 2024. So the original, I scanned in the other one. And so I just stuck it in here to keep it safe. Here I tried more sketching. Didn't work out that well. It's very full, very colorful. Here is switching my inks and pens. So I stamped the stamps and colored in the bottles. Here's an old photo that I was sent by my host dad when I was an exchange student. So I stuck it in here in order to keep it safe. I used a Sig Broadnip possibly to write all of those titles. And you know, sometimes when I create these spreads, I never know what they turn out to be. And sometimes it's a risk. I could just follow, I'm following the same recipe to an extent, but I also don't. And sometimes they turn out nice, or they are pleasing to my eye, and sometimes they are completely not. That's the risk that I take, but that is what keeps it fun and entertaining. And even though maybe I'm not in love with parts of this, it is part of a cohesive, full thing. And at the end of the week, I just turn the page and go to the next one. And then sometimes the next one turns out even worse. And that's okay too. And then I create spreads that I love so much that I feel like I need to do this every time. Yeah. And even though I feel like this needs to be done every single time, I go ahead and then make a different spread. The reason why my spreads are different is because I use different things. And I think that makes it so much fun for me to go back and just have it evolve. It's an organic process. Previously, or often in recent years, I've done this spread is for sure one that I created at the same time. And then sometimes there are spreads that evolve more generically, like this one, or organically like this one. Maybe I'm starting with these two things and put them here at the beginning of the week, and then I go in and continue working on it. And that's why they sometimes don't look as cohesive as others. This one is one that I really like how it turned out. I also like to play, as you can see, with turning my spreads to the side and then maybe journaling a bit about this. I had a whole list of things that went wrong that week, and so I think maybe I had a little bit of space left, and so I put, not all the things were bad though. I really like how this looks. I think I saw an Instagram story by Brandy Kincaid where she uses these sticky notes, and I think this is one that I actually received from her, and so I wanted to do the same thing. This I'm not too happy about. I really like how this looks, and then, but you know, only if I continue and come back and try again and again and again will I be able to improve. So the funny thing is though that this that I don't like is next to something that I really love how it turned out. And it looks like I received this stamp set then. And so it seems like I went back and filled in this spread after the fact, which makes a lot of sense because I often do not enjoy or like spreads that I backfill, which is something that I feel like I need to remember so that I just leave them as is. Even if I started something and I didn't go back, then I just need to move on and say, okay, that week I didn't get to journal creatively, and that's okay. So this spread I really like. I stuck in another paper bit. I really like when I do it, but I often forget that this is an option. And I made these gold stars. They are stamps from Brandy Kincaid. And then I colored them in, and I just really like how this turned out in general. So I sent those to my Ko-fi members. I got a surprise, and what I notice often is that spreads look cohesive to me and to my eye when I repeat colors. I did not repeat this, even though this fits in. I think this fits in with this. There's color and maybe a distraction down here, but then there's color and distraction up here as well. And then all of the titles, I call them, are the same. And the same happened with this spread. So it's like there is, if I want to have a cohesive spread, I know exactly what strategies I need to use in order to make that, but I'm not always in the mood for that. Here I used some washi tape that was on an envelope that I received from my friend Lorelei. And I then went out and purchased all of the washi tape that this person made. I ordered a sticker, and so I put that sticker right here, and then I created this whole spread around that. This is basically the recipe that I did, and I used it quite a lot during those weeks. So same color title here as well. Then I received this Black Milk Project Dream mystery box, and these were items that were included in there. So I put them here. I sketched something. I used the same title for it, and this is how I was able to make this look the same. This is still the same recipe, and here is the washi tape, and the artist is Orange Studio, but it's more this is more laid back, very muted. This is loud in a different way. This is very single colored in a sense, and then the same recipe with different ephemera looks completely different. But you can see I found a wave and I rode it for a while. Then I started in May, I started a project here, 31 inks, 31 pens, 31 letters. And so every ink that I used, I made a little dot of that color up next to the date, so I would be able to commemorate those during that month. And I really like how that teeny tiny dot on the top of the page marks a specific month. And even with different layouts, you will see them, it still ties that whole month together and shows me this was a special month. I think I went back and backfilled this one. I also don't really like how this turned out. I think I overdid it with the decoration. This one I really love. There wasn't much that I needed to write about. One, two, three, four things, and worked great, I think. I don't know why I decided to go this way. Here I journaled with the pen that I inked. The only decoration that I had here were these two things, and then I just wrote about every single day. Maybe, could be, I think I did one where I decided, no, I'm falling behind. This is too much creating while I'm also doing the inking a pen every day and sending a letter every day. So how can I make sure that I still keep up with this, but I'm not overwhelming myself? So I reduced the decoration to a minimum and then just used the colored inks and pens to go and make this spread fun and interesting to look at. Here I started to go a little wild again. I kept it all very neat and organized. Well, at least that's how I feel about these spreads. And then here I went a little bit bonkers again with sticker, and then something here, something there, something there. Here I journaled underneath this card. So I put in a tip in and what the actual fuck message is below or underneath. Then I brought out my stickers again. I stuck in more note paper. I remembered that was something that I love. And this was to respond creatively to this label up here. Then I went back to colorful title, some ephemera, and a lot of journaling. Sometimes there's more, and sometimes there's less journaling, as you can see. This is the last spread that I did. I just finished it this past week, and that showed me that even though this might look, it doesn't look bad, but it's just not. While I worked on this, I didn't enjoy myself. And the biggest thing about my creative journal that I want to get out of this is to enjoy it, to have fun. And I'm having fun when I'm filling in these spreads close to the date that it happened. And so if I cannot make that happen, I need to figure out a different way. And so for this, where I already knew that I probably wouldn't be able to fill this in, what I did was I took note of what happened every day in my planner. And so I just cut it out of my planner and stuck it in here. So I have the whole visit of my sister and her family in this one spread together. And I'm going to flip through because I just want to show you a solution. That spread here, which is this week right here, I just stuck in things and created basically a collage without journaling much. And I think this is one of those things that I will be doing moving forward. I will continue working in this second half of the vertical weekly for 2024. Here is how this looks, and this is next to this. I am currently planning on using a different journal in 2025. So I will most likely be moving away from Traveler's Notebook inserts and moving to A5 size. Fingers crossed that it's going to work out. I do have a back rescue that I will be using, but it's not going to be dated, so that even if I decide 2 weeks into 2025 that the A5 journal that I'm planning on using right now is not going to work out, then I can jump into that whenever I want to. So I hope you enjoyed this flip through. I hope you are inspired. And I hope that you take from this the inspiration that you need to make something that works for you, that will bring you joy, and especially that is not too overwhelming, so that you never get the feeling that you're too far behind, that you cannot catch up, and that it's a doable journal creative outlet for you. Maybe creative journaling isn't for you, then I hope you have something else that brings you as much joy as this does me. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for taking the time and looking at all the things that I created in the first half of 2024. I will see you soon. Bye.